defining cosec, sec, and cot. So in trig so far, we've seen three trig functions. We've seen sin x, cos x, and tan x, where, remember, they were defined as, sine was defined as the opposite over the hypotenuse, and cos was defined as the ratio of the adjacent over the hypotenuse, and tan was the opposite over the adjacent. But these aren't actually all the combinations of ratios you can have in a triangle, in a right angled triangle. What about the hypotenuse over the opposite, or the hypotenuse over the adjacent, or the adjacent over the opposite? And so we can actually have three more trig functions we can define. So hypotenuse over the opposite we define as cosec x, or cosecant, the full name. Hypotenuse over adjacent is sec x, or the secant of x, and adjacent over opposite is cot x, or the cotangent of x. And all these are is just the reciprocals of our normal trig functions. And a good way to remember which one goes with which is looking at the third letter. So the third letter of cosec is S, the third letter of sec is C, and the third letter of cot is T. And you can see they're the ones that match with the ones above. So S goes for sine, C for cot, and T for tan. So because they're the reciprocals of each other, we actually have a nice property that if you have sine x, that's also equal to 1 over cosec x, and cos x is the same as 1 over sec x, and tan x is the same as 1 over cot x. And these also work in reverse. So cosec x is also 1 over sine x, sec x is 1 over cos x, and cot x is also 1 over tan x. Might also remember that tan x is sine x over cos x, and cot is just a reciprocal of tan, so that means cot is also cos x over sine x.